All right, I'm here sitting in a building where I grew up watching on TV the team that played here hundreds of times, the Atlanta Hawks here at State Farm Arena. Used to be Phillips Arena, known as the Highlight Factory. Tonight, the only highlights were made by the Atlanta Hawks, but not many were made by Jonathan Kuminga, who shot 1 for 9, made one contested layup over, was it Brandon Pajemski, I think,
Yeah.
in the third quarter. And yeah, it was kind of a downer. Kristaps Porzingis didn't play, but anyways, I'm Joseph Dycus with the San Jose Mercury News, beat writer for the newspaper. I'm joined by Kenzo Fukuda of ClutchPoints, who just wrote a great Guy Santos feature that you should definitely read. I haven't read it yet because I've been in transit all day, but I will read it in the airport after I survive TSA in about 5 hours. Anyway, Kenzo, what do you think of the game?
Yeah, Warriors got blitzed in that second and third quarter. It was like a 48-16 run, pretty much insurmountable at that point.
It
After
felt worse
that,
than that, actually.
it
It
was
felt like it
it,
was even worse than that.
yeah, somehow it felt worse than that crazy number. I mean everyone's here for the Jonathan Kuminga analysis.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look that great tonight.
Mm-mm.
I thought his shot selection was pretty poor. He wasn't really moving off ball. His defense was pretty intense at times. He was guarding up on the at the point of attack pretty well. But overall, I mean, it's kind of the things that Warrior fans are kind of used to, like the things he struggled with were playing off ball, good shot selection, cutting, all those things that like the Warriors asked of him and just wasn't really happening, which is why he wasn't playing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I expected this poor of a performance, but it wasn't like he showed it to them, like showed
No,
them why that he shouldn't have been traded, you know. But
it
what was it
almost
like
felt
in the
like he.
arena? Yeah, what was it like in the arena?
First of all, I think he showed them. I think if you're Steve Kerr and you're the Warriors, this is the kind of game that you point to. Like, this is why we didn't want him here, because he was just, I mean, just out of the flow of the offense, just chucking up some shots, which he did miss the game before, and he's been dealing with this knee thing. So he did not look healthy, especially after he made the layup. He was kind of limping there for a while. I was surprised he remained in the game. The atmosphere. All right, so you want the crowd or you want the locker room?
Let's go with the crowd in the locker room first. I mean, the crowd on TV didn't seem too engaged with any
It
of the
was an
Kuminga
Atlanta
stuff.
Hawk. It was an Atlanta Hawks game on a Saturday. Like
Yeah,
we know how Atlanta does the NBA. As someone
yeah.
again who watched a million Hawks games as a kid, um, it wasn't a great atmosphere. It was very loud. Although there was a section, I'm gonna point to my laptop. You can kind of see it in that right right there ish. Well, over there, whatever. Over there, there's a there was like a group of like soccer style supporters who were like chanting, and they would chant like Draymond sucks, let Draymond shoot. They were really just hammering Draymond, which I don't understand because
What do you do to them?
as far as I know, like there's no history at all between the Hawks
No,
and Warriors at all. Like,
not even a little
and at one
bit.
point in the fourth quarter, Warriors are down. They're heckling Draymond, and he like points up to where some championship banners would be, which there are none on that side. He's like, where are your championships?" Which I thought was a pretty crazy way to do it. I think was it Danny Emmerman, I think, took a video of it, or maybe it was Dalton Johnson.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that was, and then Jonathan Kuminga comes in. They give him a loud ovation when he checks in, and I believe it was in the second quarter. Um, and just kind of cringing at some of these shots. The one where he took the run, I think it was the third quarter. He takes the runner
yeah.
and he throws it off the side of the backboard. That was the one where I'm just like, oh my goodness, he might go scoreless. And then pretty quickly after that, he gets a transition layup, finishes in contact, and you see the flashes of what Kuminga could be. But
That's the
that's
story of that's kind of the story of his career so far, if we're being honest. The
right. He
flashes.
grabbed he grabbed a few nice rebounds. I think he made a nice pass or two, but it's kind of like
I
those
mean,
are things you expect of a guy who's 24 and in his fifth year.
making like 22-23 million dollars.
Right.
Like I don't know. Like I
I mean,
there's
Nate Williams put up 19 and was basically doing the same thing that Steve wanted Kuminga to do for literally years. Run the
yeah.
floor hard, attack the glass, just kind of be active. Big Nate
Like I
Williams game.
a good Nate Williams game. Like he actually locked Kuminga up for a little bit. Like I don't know. Like I mean, I was seeing reports this week. I don't know how true they are that like the Hawks want to give him this big extension, and I'm kind of like based on this game and some of the other games, other than those Wizard games, I don't think Kuminga's shown that he's worth like more than what like 25 million. Like
Yeah.
no way. That's how you damage your cap for a while. So I don't know.
I mean,
It's early, and you're saying he's
yeah.
hurt, but like it just didn't seem like a good game for him.
Right. I mean, there's like, oh, by the way, after the game, he daps up Draymond, daps up Steph. Long conversation with Steph. Long conversation. Talked to JK after the game at his locker, and he said that they were just catching up and seeing how he's been doing. Steph seeing how he's been doing. He said there were no hard feelings between him and the Warriors, and Steve Kerr said that as well. Although JK did have an interesting quote, which I transcribed because I love you guys. Because Steve Kerr had said before the game, "Hey, me and JK have always had a great relationship. We've had a and we've you know, it was just basketball didn't work out." And Jonathan Kuminga said, "Quote, hey man, listen, whatever they say, you can take it however you want to. I am not worried about the past. I'm here. I'm very happy with where I'm at. I'm doing great. Our goal is to get where we want to get. And that comes up to us as a team, dot, dot, dot. Whatever is being said or whatever is going on, that's not my problem anymore. I'm on to the next chapter with my teammates, and we're trying to build something here." That was the only, I think,
Little tiny bits of fire every now and
little
then.
bit of, yeah. But other than that, I mean, he kept it very classy, as he has for years. He's never outwardly, I don't think, said, "Oh, like, he's never bashed teammates or bashed Steve
No,
or bashed front office."
no. There's
The
been
same
it's all
the
been
same
basketball focused. It's all been frustration basketball
right.
focused. But
They leave that to his agent Aaron Turner.
yeah, like
Um,
the mudslinging's
uh,
for agent the Aaron Turner. Yeah.
yes. But they've lost now 7 of 8. They've got one more
Is
game
it
on this
7 of 8? I thought it was 8 of 9.
8 of 9.
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of hard to keep track. I mean, 7 of 8, and they've lost 8 of 9. It just kind of depends on where do you start the counting at. Another rough game. They're going to play Dallas. Who knows how many people are going to play? Steve was talking about how it is frustrating when you have this many injuries. Porzingis didn't play, lower back injury, and I don't know, Kenzo. What positives can the Warriors hold on to other than that we had an update today where Steph Curry has begun, I guess, ramping up, our favorite phrase,
Favorite
ramping up.
phrase.
And he's gonna practice tomorrow with whoever's here and
Yeah.
start doing physical contact. He's not gonna play in the next game
Yeah.
against Dallas, but hey man, I think we're nearing a return.
That's about the only good news. I think the games get a tiny bit easier. You get, in theory, Dallas is not too bad, and then come home, play the Nets, and I think that Nets game is probably the target for Steph to return. Given that like he looked pretty good in those shootouts that we watched earlier this week,
Hmm.
shooting drills, and the fact he's progressing to live action is pretty encouraging. That's the whole reason why they brought him on the trip, so they can get him some real work with against some like real players and
Yeah.
coaches. Um, I think that I guess that's pretty encouraging because I think at least like if you're losing games, you might as well be losing while Steph Curry's playing,
Yeah.
because at least they'll be entertaining. But other than that, man, I mean, it's pretty bleak. They're a game and a half behind the Clippers. I forget if the Clippers have I think the Clippers have a game today, so
Yes.
that might become 2 games. They're stuck at 10, so it's not like they're gonna drop any further. But I mean, I don't know. I was watching the Michigan kid today. He looked pretty good. That guy's
Yeah.
mocked to the Warriors right now.
I'll put it this way. They've talked about how they are trying to keep their head above water, stay afloat. They're a team that is drowning, but they are not able to die. No matter how
Yeah.
far they sink, for how long, they're still going to be alive. There's still going to be a pulse because as bad as the Warriors are, and I think this shows the difference between a tanking team and a team that just is bad, right? Because this
Yeah.
team, they're trying to win games. They are legitimately trying to win games. They just don't have the
They're
talent
trying
to do
really
it.
hard.
Yeah. And
Ethical tanking.
Steve brought up a point where, what's the difference? Like they get off these fast starts and then they slow down. Part of that is shooting variance. They shot, I think it was 57% from three, still cool off. Quinn Post tweaked his ankle. He wasn't able to play the rest of the game. And he was like, when you have a stretch five, you have more space for Melton, for Pods, all these guys. And when that stretch five goes out and you have Yurtseven,
Yeah.
um, and Malachi Leones. All due respect to them, they're not shooting threats, and so the floor
Yeah.
constricts, the offense bogs down, and you get a Warriors team that's outscored. I think it's like 63-46 or something in the second half.
Yeah, not good. I mean, there are you can point to some weird shooting variants from the Hawks too, like Goy. He shoots
Gay,
28%. Gay, he shoots
yeah,
28%. He had three straight threes in a row. Dyson Daniels hit a three. He's shooting what 18%. So
yeah. Some
there's
shooting
some
variance
shooting
hurt
variants the
them
other
as
way,
well.
but it's not enough to explain how much they're down by like almost 30 at one point.
Yeah. Which the Hawks fans over there, every time Gay would hit three, they'd say like, "Okay, okay, okay, okay," kind of like the soccer chants. Not, I honestly wasn't a big fan of the chants and stuff, but that's some funny ones. And then lastly, Buddy Hield is like the fan favorite here as well. They bring him in the game with like 2 minutes left, and they basically just try to get him a bucket, and he's breaking, he's turning it over. Steph is clowning him from the bench. Good vibes, and then he dunks the ball as the buzzer sounds, doesn't count. Kind of
Yeah.
the perfect encapsulation of Buddy Hield's year, really,
Yeah.
at this point. But yeah, do you have any I guess final thoughts? Actually, first of all, real quick, plug your Gee story. What's the Gee story about?
Okay, yeah.
And where can
So
we
I
find
did
it?
you can find it on ClutchPoints. You also find it on my Twitter. I pinned it on my Twitter. So yeah, I did a story on Guy Santos. He had that 3 year, $15 million extension. So as a good time as ever to do a little profile on him. Kind of just talked to coaches, some of his teammates, just about his development in Santa Cruz. Got to talk to him about why he's always so positive. He had a
Mhm.
really good answer about how um, every day in the NBA is a good day. Everywhere else, like a bad day in the NBA is the best day ever anywhere else. So he just has this very
Oh,
positive mindset of just like I think it comes from his Brazilian heritage. I think those like his that country is just very positive people. Like he was also talking about that in the article. That was one of the culture shocks he had. Just coming to America is very cold and American individualism a little bit there.
yes.
So yeah, it was a fun time talking to him. He's super kind, super positive. And yeah, please check it out. It's a pretty fun feature, I think. Kind of goes into like all the things he had to do to turn into from like the 55th pick in the second round to a guy that the Warriors are. He's not like a big part of their future, but he's definitely in their plans. Like the fact that they got him at 3 years, 15 million is really good at that salary range. And yeah, he's just a great guy. So please
There
check it out.
there hadn't been a lot of bright spots in this recent Warriors stretch, but Gee and his constant energy is definitely one of them.
Yeah, constant
Um,
energy for sure, because that dude's playing way too many minutes right now.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
he's played the most minutes in his career the last like 2 months. So
I wish I could plug a nice feature story or something here, but I'm just trying to survive this road trip.
no, plug the Klena one.
The Kalena, oh man, I talked to Kalena Azubuike, the Warriors commentator for NBC Bay Area, and him and his wife Rona have a cornbread company, and there are 6 flavors. If I wasn't sleep deprived, I could probably list them off right now, but they graciously talked about their business and even let me sample some of the food. Tastes great. Kind of how they met. It was actually a date idea, is how
Oh
it
wow.
all came to be when they were dating. Third date, actually, but I'm not going to spoil it because you guys can read it on the Mercury News and East Bay Times. With that, I think let's just try to get through Dallas.
Just like the
Um,
yeah, six. This road trip is fucking condensed. Like it was what six and what it was like 6 games in 8 days. Like that's crazy. That's a lot of games.
6 games
That's
in eight
like
days, and I think that the Warriors are going to be very happy to be back home and maybe see Steph Curry on the court. But
nothing better
we'll have
than
to wait
Steph
and
Curry
see.
coming back and you're playing the Nets. Like that's like a really good thing to come home to.
Exactly. Well, with that said, until next time, thank you for tuning in to the JoJo and Kenzo Courtside Warriors show.